Cowboys, and I want to give a major shout out to Mike Tag. Keep bringing the hype to the Cowboys Nation. We love and appreciate it. Now, can you dig it? Let's get it.
What's up, Cowboys Nation?
What is up? Welcome to the Monday live show, the Cowboys Cave with Mike Tag and Jimmy D. Make sure if you guys, we're getting a lot of new people on the show. Make sure if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button, hit the like, hit the share, spread the word around to all the fans of all sports because, of course, Monday night, we talk everything. Thank God we talk everything because there's not a whole lot of football to talk about, Jimmy. What's happening, man?
Well, if you see me peeking down, I got the pregame show on over here on
All
the
right.
right. So don't mind me. I'm not being rude. What's going on? It sucks right now for me. My teams, I mean. Life is great, but my teams suck right now. What is this? Doom. The shooter is back. Huh.
No, that's my man EJ. He was on the show.
EJ.
Yeah,
How's it going, EJ?
yeah.
So,
He's
no,
doing some
man.
great Cowboys content. So make sure if you're not following EJ, make sure you guys do that. So, but it's a slow week for football, but it's a damn good week if you're a Miami Heat fan because I know my man Jimmy D. You talked a little noise, and I know you know my son. You called him up one night, might have had a little too much to drink, and you kind of let him have it.
Those beer muscles.
That language with my young son, but you told me the Knicks in 6, so now are you going to sweep? Is that the next thing? You guys aren't going to lose another game, or you think it may go at least 7 now?
It might go 7 now. I'm not looking, man. It's 3 games, and let's be honest. The Heat are clicking. They're looking good. We don't look good at all. I mean, our big guys, Randall, I think he was like 8 of 24 shooting the other day.
Yeah.
Quickly isn't shooting well. Hart, I mean, nobody's doing well. RJ Barrett's the most consistent. But even Brunson's not shooting well from the field. So it's just it's a shit show right now. And flip side, give the Heat a lot of credit. They're playing well. They're in rhythm.
No, and the Heat just look better to me. I don't, and like I always defer to you as the basketball because I'm not as big of a basketball fan as you. I love the playoff basketball, and I tell you what, the playoffs have been. I mean, every game has been awesome. I mean, it's been a lot of fun to watch the NBA in the playoffs right now.
You know what, Ultra Cowboy? Just shut up. I don't even want to hear about that. I'm still pissed off about that. And you know what? And we're going to talk basketball, but they're going to turn around and fire Coach Gallant over that. That wasn't his fault. Again, the Rangers team looked awful in those last 2 games. They didn't click whatsoever. They're going to blame the coach on that. I mean, they did not look good.
So, well, it's just like anything. Some heads gotta roll. I mean, that's just the way it works. It works in business. It works in life. It starts at the top. And if they're not getting it done or they're underachieving, it's the same thing with the Cowboys. Mike McCarthy's given them 2 12-win back-to-back seasons as a coach. It's the first time it's happened since the 90s. But if they can't get over the hump in the playoffs, they're good. You got to make a change, and you can't change out. I know Ultra wishes it would happen, but you can't change out the quarterbacks making a lot of money. You can't change out all the players, so you got to change. You got to start at the top and change the coach. General manager ain't going nowhere. We know that.
Right, exactly. not in Dallas anyway. No. I wish in New York it would happen. No. For the Yankees, I mean. But no, getting back to what you're saying, yeah, the Heat do look better. I'm not giving up. It's only 3 games. I'm not pushing the panic button yet, but we need to turn it around. And now, if we lose tonight, I might be a little bit concerned.
Yeah, no. If you lose out, as my man Chappelle said, it's going to be game blouses because I think you guys will be done. Yankees are. I mean, Ultra's having a field day with you. I mean,
know, man.
10 games back. Randall's tissue paper. My man Steven, what's up, man? Hopefully, I did mail out your stuff. If you didn't get it, you will get it. You're definitely going to be getting it this week. So,
yeah, now you know what?
Hopefully that'll happen. Good dude right there.
I came out here to talk about New York sports till Comrade Big Mouth stepped in. Yeah, the Yankees were 1 game over 500 right now. People are hurt. And what sucks is every year, I got into it on Twitter with somebody the other day. The Yankees every year were injured. I think
Yeah.
we need to look at our training staff because it's something every year. You
No.
know, but
That just goes to show. But yeah, the basketball has been good. But I'll give one more shameless plug because a lot of people have been asking, Mac, when's the hype videos going to be happening? When's all this going to be? When are we going to get this thing rolling? And you guys know I lay low in the offseason. I got to recover. I got to get mentally prepared. I got to do all that. But I do cameos, and my cameos have been quiet. But in the last month, ever since the draft, they started picking up. So a cameo is an opportunity for you guys to get a custom hype video for birthday shout out. You need some Eagle fans for me to talk some trash to. You need me to handle your friends, any of that kind of stuff. If you're embarrassed to propose to your old lady and you need me to do the job for you to make it, handle that business, I will do it. I'll set it up and you can just take it home. You know what I'm saying? So check out Cameo. It's always cool for me being a Cowboys fan. Is I'm right next to I'm Danny White and like Emmett Smith and I'm in the middle of all these Dallas Cowboys and there's my face in the middle of the cameo. So it's funny, but definitely been having a good time with that. It gets me in the mode, it gets me in the mood. And Thursday is the schedule release, and we'll be doing a live show, so we're gonna be talking about the games. We're gonna be figuring out what games I'm going to be going to. The Falcons ain't coming to town, so I don't know if Jimmy will be coming to AT&T, but we'll definitely gonna have a lot of fun there. I'm looking forward. Schedule releases almost to me it's more fun than the draft.
yeah, you know what, Mike, I might have to when we're off the air. After this, I might have to see if I can hire you. I'll pay you to do a hype video for the Knicks. Yeah. I don't know if you're down with that, but I might have to pay you.
I'll do the Knicks. The only thing I have a rule, and I've declined a few of them. I will not do any NFL team. I won't do any other NFL team. That's it.
See, what I'm kind of hoping, most of the Miami Heat squad were at the Florida Panthers game last night when they beat up on Toronto 3-0. Or 3-2. I'm hoping that maybe they were throwing a few back last night in the suite, maybe not feeling up to things tonight. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah. Well, and also I just saw I got a follower discount. Well, yeah, I have the lowest price on there. I'm giving you a fair price. And when you get a cameo from me, you can go look at the work that I've done and go on Cameo. You get a 5-star treatment. You look at the reviews, but look at what you can watch some samples. It ain't hey, this is how you do. I'm reading from a page. I write everything down. I memorize what you want, and I give you the best service. So no discount for you, because really, I don't want to say too much, but the Cameo and iPhone, man, they rape all the money. It cost me $20 to do the Cameo. And by the time it's all said and done, I'm left with $5. Can't even get a pack of beer.
Pocket change. And you know what? He's talking about coupon. How can I help you, sir?
Hey, but seriously, Ultra this is a good question. This is probably what I give Ultra some credit. He asked very quality questions. What's worse, the Yankees or riding in a New York subway?
You know what? That's a tough question. Right about now, I'd probably say the Yankees, and that's saying a lot.
That's saying right a lot.
That's
saying a hell of a lot.
Let's see what happens in July or August, but right now the Yankees are a little bit worse. Yeah, that's a good. He always asks the best questions.
No, he does. I get it. I got in this. I'm in this weird vortex. And Kelly gets in this weird vortex where you have these Eagle fans or fans of other teams. They just, I don't know, man. They're obsessed with you. So, our good friend who was an Eagle fan, who was, say the same old crap on here over and over and over. Well, Kelly had to put the ban on him. So, I mean, hey, if someone's being disrespectful to you and you want to put the ban on him, put the ban on him. This is our show. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. So anyway, he found me on Instagram, and he tags me in just like the weirdest things. Like Micah Parsons was wearing a Philadelphia 76ers jersey to the game. I was like, oh, what a big deal. The guy's from Pennsylvania. He was wearing the number of a guy from Texas, my understanding. Who really cares? I'm a fan of the Heat. I'm a fan of these other teams. We lost Jimmy. So that's what I'm dealing with this guy. And then he tags me in other things, telling other Eagle fans that I don't allow people to comment on this show, especially Eagle fans, which is a bunch of garbage. So anyway, that's kind of for you guys, and Jimmy left. That's what I deal with. So you guys be thankful that you don't get caught in this this vortex of just weird stuff. There's a satisfied customer. Thank you. But it's just odd. It's just odd. So you think Lake Posse probably could be. But what do you guys up there? Yeah, there's my man. So he is a little butter, but why? I just don't understand what the obsession is to attack me. I never did nothing to nobody, and it's like I told him. Any of you guys, and Ultra is a fine example of it. He doesn't like Dak. He doesn't like Tolbert, but he brings a lot of content. He brings a lot of good points. He brings a lot of knowledge. He's not saying the same old tired crap about 27 years. We all know it's been 27 years. But what I can never understand is it took you 52 years to get one, so you get a pass. So 52 years to get one Super Bowl, you get a pass. We haven't gotten one in 27 years, and you still only have one. You haven't been able to catch up in all this time. So I don't understand the obsession that the Eagle fans have with Cowboy fans. It's almost like that little brother, big brother. They're just begging for acceptance. They're begging for approval. They want all this stuff. They want us to tell them how great they are. I've said they had a good season. I said they got a good roster. What do you want? But we did drop 40 on them, so it's not like there's some invincible team that we can't beat. We got a better team, so I'm highly confident that we're going to go in there and handle that business.
You know what? But again, you live in Philadelphia. What do you have to do? You're living in mommy's basement. You got the 18-inch black and white TV. So of course they got to be jealous. They got to take it out on other people. So what do you expect?
No,
they're jealous.
They are, and it's like and Ultra said it. I mean, it is. It's hard to win a Super Bowl every year. 31 teams are going to be disappointed. Now, have the Cowboys had opportunities and rosters that they should have gone to the Super Bowl? Absolutely, they came up short, and unfortunately, I hate to give Ultra some props, but the quarterback play in the playoffs has hurt us with Dak. And really it's hurt us with Romo at times before Dak. It's just, we have not been able to get the best play consistently in the playoffs, by our quarterback. And until we do that, it's a quarterback driven league. You know that, Jimmy, and you just got to be able to, you got to have that. So, we'll see what happens, but I got faith in the Cowboys. I think I got faith in McCarthy. I think the team's better, and I think the NFC's wide open. We've said it. I think if you're a Falcons fan, Jimmy, you got to feel optimistic about your chances in your division as well.
We signed a lot of, we really needed to beef. We needed an end, which we got. We got some defensive backs. The only thing that bothers me is we signed them to 1 and 2 year deals. That's the only thing that bothers me is we committed short term, which I don't understand. But I guess we'll see what happens. And I want to take a step back to your point about Dak Prescott.
Yeah,
I think, and I've said it before, and this is outside looking in. I think that Kellen Moore was not calling plays and not basically, molding the offense to Dak Prescott. All right. Now think about it. We were winning the Super Bowl 28-3, and then stupid ass starts calling these ridiculous plays, in offensive play calling. We're passing the ball, Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So some of that you could lay onto the offensive coordinator's shoulders, right?
Yeah.
To a degree.
No, absolutely. No, absolutely. Absolutely. We've talked about coaching in football as the most critical and the most important, impact of all the sports. Football is just so impactful from a coaching standpoint. And you watch some of these teams, especially high school or college, and you even get in, you get it into pros at a good level too, is you get a new coach, a new scheme, same players, all of a sudden they're turning it around. Everything goes in a 180, and it's just the mentality that they set. It's the consistency, it's the practice. And the hard thing with the NFL, and we talked about it with JT Thomas, former Pittsburgh Steeler, 4-time Super Bowl champion, came into the cave last week. These guys don't practice. You don't have that hitting practice. There's no pads, there's no this. So a lot of times, a lot of these teams, you just don't know what you're going to get. And you're not, and they're not football ready. So you can get a team that starts out hot and then starts out slow, just kind of dependent on it. So football's changing so much that I think coaching is even more important now than ever before.
And, to Troy's point and to your point, so he's asking about the Yankees. Look you were talking about teams starting out strong.
Yeah.
And then the Yankees every year, we start out strong. We're playing great. Then all of a sudden, August, September, we hit a brick wall. And we'll skip into the playoffs and then get our asses kicked. So what I'm saying is this: right now we're 500. I'm okay, maybe right now playing a little, 500 ball, and then maybe midsummer start ramping it up. But to your point last week, we're 10 games out of first place right now, and
Yeah.
that's scary. You dig a hole in baseball too deep, it's over, and it'll be over by June if this keeps up.
No, well, that's the problem. Yeah, in baseball, it's just so difficult if you get into
Right.
that big hole, double digit games behind, you get in that, it's hard. But yeah, that's my man Ultra. And that's, I mean, and that's really a fan, right? The Cowboys are building that action offense. He wants Dak to shut him up. He wants to be wrong. I mean, he's been very vocal about Dak. He's been vocal about Jalen Tolbert. Maybe Jalen Tolbert will shut him up too. But there's nothing, we're fans. There's nothing wrong with being critical of your team. There's nothing wrong with, you know, saying it like it is. But at the end of the day, and I know Ultra, at least I got a good feeling. At the end of the day, when that season starts, you're all in. I mean, we got all this bickering. We can bicker amongst each other as fans of the Cowboys, but we don't let the outsiders come attack us. Then then we got to have that gang mentality and shut them up. But that's really what it is. And the criticism that people give on Dak, it's warranted. I mean, there's been some issues in some of these big games, and we've had Dave Campo on the show. We've had Barry Switzer on the show. We have all these guys that come on the show, and we always ask them about the Cowboys. What are looking at the Cowboys today? And the theme that they always come back to is consistency. Dak Prescott is just not consistent week in and week out. He'll show you flashes like he did against Tampa, and then he'll lay an egg against San Francisco, or then and that's really been the story with a lot of our quarterbacks. I mean, since Troy Aikman, Romo and Dak in particular, the consistency has been difficult. So, is it the coaching? Is it the scheme? Like you said, maybe the coordinator. Is there something there? So, I think with McCarthy and play action, West Coast, maybe this will be a great offense for Dak just to be consistent, because we've got the defense, we've got the weapons on offense. We just need consistency. And I hate to use the word game manager, because people, I guess, they look down upon that as a quarterback, but that's really what it is. I mean, limit the turnovers and make good plays.
Now you see, Steve. Look I'm never going to be a turncoat. I've been a Falcons fan since '89, thanks to primetime Deion Sanders. But I am a friend of Cowboys Nation, and I'm just telling you, what I'm seeing, from the outside looking in. So
yeah.
But I'm a friend of
Cowboys. Jimmy a Cowboys fan. He was there. He came. We hung out at AT&T, and he watched the Cowboys slap them Bears around a little bit. And I saw that gleam in his eye when the smile and the pride walking out of there with a Cowboys Nation shirt and all that kind of good stuff. Yep. So I know what it's all about. And my man Fred, absolutely. End of the day, we're all in. And more importantly, cuts by Jones. If you look just above my head, that's a custom cut right there. My first family game at AT&T. He did an awesome piece. So if you guys are looking for anything custom with woodworking, whether it be your team logo, Jimmy, you got the Falcons, you got the Rams. I don't know if you got some, but guys definitely need to look that up. Look Cuts by Jones up, because he's awesome.
Hey, do you remember you got me this for my birthday back in like 90? This New York Rangers mug.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah, like in 96 or 97 or something.
I got it at the thrift.
We're old.
I don't know what the hell's going on. So, but seriously, with football in general, we got that. But basketball, just not to change gears, but Miami Heat aside, I mean, what are you thinking of all these games? And who's gonna end up in the finals on the East and in the West? What are you thinking?
Well,
what are you guys thinking in the chat too?
Before I get started, if anybody knows, because Jimmy Butler is questionable, I don't know if they're playing games with the injury report. I want to know about that. If anybody finds out, I don't want to. I can't look at my phone the whole time.
Confirm it if you know. Go ahead.
So you have the Celtics and Sixers. You see that yesterday? Like, it was basically Sixers hit a late game 3-pointer, and the Celtics buzzer beater, but just missed the buzzer beater. And that was a crazy ass finish, man.
Oh, really? I missed that.
Oh, yeah. It was like a double buzzer beater, if you will, but the Celtics were about half a second short. So,
oh my God.
Yeah, it was crazy. And there's a lot of injuries. That's the one thing you're seeing between Butler was out and Randall was out for the Knicks, and he hasn't been shooting well anyway. But even, you look at Embiid was out. So the mere fact that series is tied is amazing. Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, look I'm going to say, I'd love to sit here and say the Knicks. I'm not going to. So it's hard for me to talk about the East
All right, just talk
right?
about the West. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so the West is tough, man. You know, and again, the Lakers, they're looking good. That's an interesting series.
Yeah,
Um, it's been a long time since I can sit here and say it's a toss up.
yeah.
It really is. I can't sit here and commit to anybody because the Suns. I mean, they're stat.
They're
Booker
looking good.
and KD. But did you see Jokic? Did you see
Oh, him
Nikola
shove
Jokic?
the owner.
Yeah, well, he gave him a quick little elbow, right? And so everybody's all pissed. He fell in the stands. The owner took a swipe at him. So these are all really interesting series. Now tonight, the Lakers play again. They might be, and again, I don't know if they're screwing around with the
You
injury
haven't
report.
seen this comment. I put it up here. You haven't bit yet. I don't want to take it down.
Yeah. Anyway, so you know what? Okay. Anthony Davis and LeBron James are on the questionable list tonight for the Lakers. So that's my whole point. That's why it's so hard to pick because I haven't seen this many injuries in a long time in basketball. So are they playing games with the injury report or not? I don't know.
I think they
So
are. I think it's all posturing, as they say.
now the dream is for the NBA is to get Boston and LA.
Oh
That's what they
yeah,
want.
yeah.
That's what that or New York and LA.
New York and LA would be a good
Yeah.
one too.
I mean,
But I look at LA and you look what LeBron's doing. I mean, if he can get to another final and he ends up winning, let's say he wins one, that's got to change. That's got to change him. I still not going to put him above Jordan, but I mean, it does. I mean, he gets a lot closer. I mean, because this
right.
is a team that wasn't, didn't really expect to get to the finals, right? Am I wrong?
No, you're right. I mean, the same thing. Neither the Lakers or the Heat were expected to go this deep.
Yeah.
Well, you
And
know
if
what
you
I'm
got
saying?
the only bad part is if he goes to finals and loses, how many losses is that for him? That'd probably be worse for his legacy.
Yeah, but you know what? He still made it. And I don't like the guy, so I'm not going to back him up. But I mean, if he bring, but remember, they got it isn't just him, right? Remember when they had the dream team with the Heat back in the day? I mean, they were stacked, right?
Oh yeah.
So I mean, sorry,
And they could. I mean,
right now, what's that?
no, that's what tarnished his legacy to me is with the Heat. Is they should have that with that team you got to win 4 or 5 championships, and no matter what the argument I always give back when they talk about LeBron Jordan is that Dallas Maverick team that handed it to him pretty easily in the finals. To me, that's
Yeah.
always the stain that's going to kill his legacy to put him above Jordan in my eyes, anyway.
Well, I don't think that he holds a candle to Jordan. I mean, Jordan played in an era where he'd drive the lane, and Anthony Mason and Charles Oakley were beating his ass. Or
Oh, yeah.
Bill Lambier and Dennis Rodman were beating his ass when he was coming down the lane. So it was a very different game, a very physical game. LeBron James can't play a physical game. I mean, the guy's crying when he gets a
Well, he's
muscle grab.
huge. I mean, he should be able to.
Yeah, he should be able to, but he doesn't. And all he does is cry about it. He would never be able to handle that era of basketball. There's no way.
Yeah.
Steve,
We got some Met fans now. Some people may not know, but I grew up a Mets fan. I'm not as
Yes.
big of a baseball fan as I used to be, but I do. Dwight Gooden was my favorite player. I got my Dwight Gooden jersey signed in the other room. I love the '86 Mets, so I got an '86 Mets 16 by 20 that's signed by every member of the team. I love the Met. I love the '86 Met. I got a ton of Gooden and Strawberry and all that kind of stuff. But I always root for the Mets when it comes playoff time, though, or when when the season. But I don't want to call myself a huge fan because I haven't followed baseball in a long time. It's just I don't know why. Maybe I grew out of it. I don't know.
Well, and you know what? To your point, I mean, baseball is a long season, and I watch, even with the Yankees getting their asses kicked. I watch. I see Sea Dogs representing tonight.
He is.
Yeah, right.
I don't. That's the thing on Twitter is I don't know. Like I was telling Kelly because Kelly's very interactive on Twitter. Man, that man he gets in fights and he's in Twitter wars.
Yes.
I said when the off season of the Cowboys, I turn into a troll. I read everything and I laugh and I like stuff and I love watching some of the stuff people put, but I'm just not in there tweeting a bunch of times a day. If I don't have anything to say, I just or nothing to add to it. I just kind of keep my mouth shut. But once the Cowboys season starts, of course, I gotta get very active. But I don't see a lot of. I don't know if my man Elon Musk or what he's doing, but sometimes I miss a lot of people that I've been following, and I don't know what the hell's going on, but hopefully they're fixing that. I saw there was another the guy who developed Twitter is developed a competitor to Twitter, and that's come out. So I
Yeah,
don't, you know.
I don't. You know what? And let's see, because you know how it is when you got the standard bearer, if you will. There is no alternate Facebook that's made anything. There's no alternate Instagram that's made anything, and I don't see that happening with Twitter. Hey, I did want to take a step back to basketball. I don't want you to think I'm ducking your question about who's going to make it to the finals.
Yeah,
It is
I
just,
got the Heat. I got the Heat, and I got the Warriors. I don't know. Maybe I'm way off, but that's what I'm thinking.
but with me, you know, just thinking about it practically, with all the injuries and just some of the bizarre shit I'm seeing with teams that shouldn't even, I wouldn't thought have been here by now.
Yeah.
I really can't make any predictions, and I'm not just going to throw something out there to throw it out there, you know.
I just
And
think it's I don't know. There's something about the war, but I mean they're in a dogfight. I mean I don't know Denver. That up Heat and 6. Let's see. We got to up there. He
oh, I
is. Heat
remember, I
and
remember
6.
the
Don't
bet.
forget the bet. What was the bet? Do we want to remind everyone? Because I don't know.
Well, we got to wear some. I would have to wear some heat gear.
Oh, a Heat gear on the
Yeah,
show.
yeah, yeah.
Ah.
So I don't want to lose that bet. I'm waiting for Mikey to come
The
in.
Lakers are going to be in the WNBA finals, so that'll be a consolation prize.
Hey,
for
see,
you.
Ultra, I love when you're hating on LeBron James. I'm okay with that. Why you got to hate on my Knicks, man? Come on.
That's what they ought to do. The funny thing is, I was telling someone about basketball and the whole, you know, and I don't want to get too deep into the weeds of it, but it was the women and the men and the competing against each other, and it's not any disrespect to the WNBA. I mean, if I'm wrong, someone tell me, but I think I might be right. I mean, you could take the All-American basketball team of high school, and they would probably smoke the WNBA.
You know, I'll tell you something. So a couple of years ago, my kid plays. My older one plays. He's a ice hockey goaltender, and he plays in juniors, which is like a bridge between high school and college. Right? It's like a. It's hard to explain. I'm going to get into that, but anyway, they played against the women's national team. Right, the United States women's national team.
Yeah,
and it was just their regular team. It wasn't an all-star team, and they won like 7-1. It was crazy, and you hate to. Again, you don't want to sound sexist or
no, but
misogynist.
your
true.
bodies are different, it's
right?
different, and
Exactly.
And I could the thing I'll say is wrestling. You know, I wrestled in high school, and when you're a freshman or you're 13, 14, like right in that age, or you know, boy hadn't hit puberty or anything like that yet. Wrestling a girl is not easy because girls are a little bit more, you know, mature at that point. And I've seen it. I've seen it where these girls are coming there and mop the floor with some of these kids, especially if they know what they're doing. But the thing is once they get to 16, 17, they don't stand a chance. I've seen girls who are national champions that couldn't get out of just a district or a regional championship. So it's just your body makeup is different. And I don't know why the hell people think that's a bad thing. I mean, that's why you have women's sports and men's sports, and that's what it is. And I love watching women's tennis. I love watching, you know, volleyball. Of course, I love watching women's volleyball. But the women today, the women wrestlers that I see, the girls in high school and stuff, these women, MMA, they are fine-tuned athletes. There is no doubt about it. And to disrespect them and try and make them have to compete with a man is just, I don't know. I should have got onto that rant. Hopefully it doesn't get me in trouble, but that's just my personal opinion.
Hey, even women's professional wrestling is
yes.
I mean, they're killing it. They're drawing bigger numbers than the guys sometimes.
Yeah.
You know? So like you said, they're finely tuned athletic machines.
No, it is, but yeah. So talking more, so that's who I think. I know Ultra was on the. I think he said the Suns. I think he was on the. He was on the Suns. I think Suns and Celtics. Suns and Celtics.
And that's not what the NBA wants. But I mean that you know what, Suns are damn. They're all good teams in there right now. Like I said, some surprises.
Yeah.
But Booker and Durant, I mean, that's no joke.
Yeah.
You're talking about the Suns.
No, absolutely. My 505 brother, I agree with you. Just got to use common sense. So anyway.
Hey, has anybody heard yet about Jimmy Butler's status? Because I haven't seen it yet.
Jimmy Butler. Anyone on Jimmy Butler's status? We need an update. One of you guys flip it on ESPN app or do something.
TNT.
And, amateur wrestling. That's true.
You're Talking about that high school or collegiate
Now,
fake.
well, people
Professional.
don't. Well, we'll tell a quick story because you talk about wrestling. Someone put on there. 'Cause it's not a busy sports week. So we're gonna have some, we're gonna have some fun and just tell a few things. I just, thought about it. So Jimmy and I used to go to the WCW when NWO, I mean, when it was at its peak, and we had a few too many drinks. And I'll tell you, we had too many drinks that neither one of us drove, but one of us ended up in the trunk of the car from Manatee Civic Center all the way to Ybor City, which is about an hour drive on a highway. Now, not very smart. I would never suggest that anyone ever do that. But sometimes when you're young, you do stupid things. But before that happened, Jimmy and I proceeded to have a full-on wrestling match in the parking lot of of the Civic Center, and we ended up getting like a huge crowd around us, and we're body slamming each other over cars and suplexing and stuff. And those were good times, man. It was good time. I love wrestling then.
Yes.
I don't watch it as much now, even though I think you say the AEW is kind of probably the wrestling that we remember more.
Yeah. I mean, they have a lot of the guy AEW. Okay, look at WWE is killing them in ratings, but AEW is still like the second. And they're playing Wembley Stadium in August. They sold 60,000 seats already in Wembley Stadium for the AEW pay-per-view in August. It's crazy. 60,000. They went on sale last week.
That's
And,
no, it's. I mean, it's gotten bigger and bigger. I got distracted because I forgot Uncle Cheech. He's a betting man. He was at the Kentucky Derby. He hasn't returned. So I don't know if he
yeah.
hit the trifecta. I don't know if he was one of the 7 horses. Maybe it was a 7+1 that didn't make it back. But unfortunately, he is not. Uncle Cheech is not slapping tail on the hot tub that I'm aware of. Now, if he is, I'm going to be upset at Uncle Cheech for not coming on the show and letting us know what's going on, because we absolutely love Uncle Cheech. But hopefully he'll be back. Hopefully he's not missing. He's not. We're not getting a silver alert or anything like that. So we'll see what happens.
Hey, it's funny you're talking about professional wrestling. In the last 2 weeks, so I'm on you join groups, whether it's Falcons, Cowboys, Yankees, whatever. So I'm on a few wrestling groups, and there's like thousands of people who are part of it. So last week I'm flipping through, and they had it was the night with Ric Flair with the heart attack. So wait a minute, that's us right there, right? This morning, I'm listening to a podcast, a wrestling podcast, which is on every Monday. It's with Eric Bischoff and Conrad, and they're going over, they always go over whatever topic it is, and they said, and this particular Monday Nitro in Rochester, and they only show still photos because of copyright. They can't show things. And I happen to look down at my phone and I see me. This is 2 weeks in a row. I feel like a big shot. I feel like Mike Tag right now.
I know. It's funny. One of our buddies, when Hogan turned bad, I just saw Clarence kind of put that on there. One of our friends was there, and they did like a still photo. And in the background, you see our buddies in the background of the picture. And it was on ESPN. It was on one of those major websites, but it was funny. Yeah, I don't know what the heck's going on with Uncle Cheech. Maybe he's in the hot tub with him.
He could be.
He's probably popping up saying, that's what I call marine biology. You know what I'm saying?
Might be some snakes or eels in that water. I think Uncle Cheech is taking care of his business tonight.
But Uncle Cheech, unfortunately, he's not going to make the show. But I don't know if you watch the Kentucky Derby. I will say this, kick myself, but my family, so my wife and son, we were watching the race, and we always do a little thing. Hey, pick the winner. My son Mikey picked the winner. I picked the horse that came in second. My wife picked the horse that came in third. If we would have jumped on one of those apps and just said, throw a few bucks on the trifecta, I think it paid $9.53.
Trifecta straight or trifecta box?
I would have done the trifecta straight, where you do the two, you do the whole thing, the trifecta box or whatever it is. But it ended up straight, paid $9.53. So
that doesn't suck.
And that's just $1 bet. Like if you would have bet, we would have thrown 10 or 15 bucks on it. But it was wild because, again, unfortunately, some of those horses, I don't know what happened. I didn't see if what the deal was, but some of the horses died. A couple had to
Yeah.
be euthanized, and but it was a great race. It was a lot of fun. It's still one of those bucket list things. I don't know if have you been to the Kentucky Derby?
No, I want to go. Maybe we'll go together. Maybe we'll get a field trip
We
to go
should.
there. There's 150,000
It's
people there the other day.
insane.
Yeah.
But we got to go with some ladies. 'Cause I wanted the big hats and all the, I want us to, we got to be dressed up, in the top hat and cane and get some, what are those, what are the drinks?
Mint juleps.
Mint juleps. And,
Yeah.
you got to have the whole experience if you're going there.
I mean, this is what. So the one the other day, I think it's a second Venezuelan bred horse that won. They came out went 6 wide on the final stretch. That was incredible. I'm more of a harness racing guy. I know Uncle Cheech does. He thinks that's fixed and all that. I love harness racing, but the thoroughbreds, of course, you're going to watch. The
Well,
Triple Crown
harness racing, we had a buddy who was a jockey, and he said that sometimes there's little things that they can do to break stride. Then they got to go the back, or they can, kind of.
Yeah.
There's a little bit more trick to it. But Mikey Schefter said that Jimmy's playing, and he just splashed a 3.
Oh, that's why we're losing 3-0 now, 4-0. I guess. Okay.
Yeah. So you're finished. It doesn't look good for you.
Look at man, this ain't hockey. 4-0 means nothing right now.
Yeah, but Jimmy Butler's playing. Jimmy Butler's playing, and that's not good for you because I tell you, even without him playing, I thought the Heat looked better than the Knicks in Game 2. So
well, again, you know what? It's like we said, and like in my my tirade to Mikey the other night, last Saturday night when I might have been imbibing a little bit. I said, I want to play the best. I don't want any excuses. I don't want anybody hurt. I don't want Randall hurt, Butler. I want, the best guys in there. Cheech was the ringleader for NW and DX. Yeah, he must have been like 6-pack. He jumped ship from the NWO.
Who's the referee that turned? Remember the referee?
Nick Patrick. Nick Patrick was the heel ref. That's Uncle Cheech. Yes.
Oh man.
Remember when they turned him, he had to grow the goatee. He had to look like a bad guy. Hey, remember we almost got our asses kicked with those 2 guys? We were at Manatee Civic Center. You brought that up, and don't step on my boots.
When we're standing on the railing to try and get up on there, and we stand up and we're on the railing and we're still looking up at the guy next to us, and he gave us that look down. He said, "You better not step on my boots." He's like, "No, sir."
No, sir.
Problem.
And that was after like 27 beers that night.
Yeah.
Hear you loud and clear, sir.
I sobered up real quick.
Right.
Oh, but no, those are good times. But I know, Jimmy, you got to watch your Knicks. Your Knicks are on, so I don't want to take all your time away. So you got anything else that we need to cover? Anything else you want to talk about?
Well, I mean, I'm having fun right now. It's early.
Right.
No, it's not really. Not supposed to go over.
Well,
not a lot of NFL movement.
We talked about the NBA. We talked about the schedule release. What else are we missing that we need to discuss?
The other team, now we're going to switch to the NHL. The Florida Panthers, a team that made the playoffs in the last week. There's a team where, and I actually talked about this on one of our podcasts about 6-7 weeks ago. He, the coach of the team, Paul Maurice, he was pissed. They were in Toronto losing. This is during the regular season, and he teed off on his players on the bench on live TV like you've never seen before. I mean, every other word you can tell is the F word. And from that point in time, they came back and won that game. They've had a great stretch for the last 6 weeks. That's a team that, in my opinion, I can say right now, unless some crazy injury happens, the Florida Panthers are going to go to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah, I tell you, they're playing good, and it was funny with the Toronto fans. I don't know if a lot of social media up here was playing it, and a lot of news was playing it in Florida. All the fans, we want Florida, and they were saying what they're going to do to the Panthers and this and that. And now they get their ass kicked. It's a little bit different, bit different. But well, we got another question. This would be let's ask Jimmy. This could be the Ask Jimmy segment. They want you to talk about how the Marlins are better than the Yankees right now.
Get back to me in August. It's all I got. I mean, it's early in the season. Look at we're still over 500 by a game, but we're still over 500 with a lot of injuries. You know what? We got to play through injuries, and we'll check back in August. Right?
We will, and we got. And I didn't follow the XFL much, but the Arlington Renegades are winning the XFL championship Sunday. That's a prediction. They're in the fight, right? They're in what is that? not the Super Bowl, but I guess it's a championship. And
The
that'll be the one of 2 championships in Arlington. See, that's maybe what we need is the Renegades to kind of break the curse of what's going on in Arlington, so we get our Cowboys to get over this hump. But they got the team to do it. I believe the Cowboys will
now,
get it done.
now,
So
now, Clarence Beeks. Devils are good, but they're going to lose to Carolina. Clarence Beeks. You know what? I was so happy to see because again, we rip on Philly all the time, but being a Yankees fan and a Rangers fan and a Knicks fan, I can't stand Boston sports. City's nice, people are nice, but I can't stand their sport. So to see the Celtics get or the Bruins get booted, the best team in the history of the NHL ever, and they get booted in 7 games, overtime at home they lose. If the Celtics get beat, that'll be great. But then we got to deal with the Sixers fans, and I don't know, man. It's like,
yeah, that's a tough one. I'd rather deal with the Celtics fans because it just Philly. I don't know what it is, and like I said, the Philly fans. I don't know why the obsession. Because I tell you, I thought the Phillies was a great story last season. I thought that was a nice story for them, even though they couldn't get the job done. The 76ers, I mean, 10-9-8 76ers, right? That's it's a
Yeah.
historic team. But I can't stand, and it's not that I don't like the Philly fans because I've got my buddy I went on the boat with. He's an Eagles fan. He's a Phillies fan. He's from Philly. We got our buddy, guy we grew up with is a Philly, fan. So I hang out with Philly fans. I enjoy them. It's just this small group that is just very, very obsessed with the Cowboys, and that makes me not root for their team. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is.
So Troy, Dallas Stars, I tell you, they are a very strong team. Ottinger's a great goaltender, but man, they got smoked. They got 5 goals dropped on them in the 3rd period last night. That's not good.
Yeah.
That I was shocked. So, you know what? I think they'll beat Seattle. I don't think that'll be an issue. But you can't be getting 5 goals dropped on you in the 3rd period. That's obviously a big problem. It was tied 2-2 going into 3rd.
No. Yeah. No. Absolutely. Absolutely. What do we got? My man Steve. They got a Tyler Van Dyke autograph. I tried to bid on one. I collect Miami Hurricane. They got to be in the Miami Hurricane uniform. I collect cards. And I don't have a Van Dyke. So I have to look on eBay to see what's going on. Maybe you and I will be in a bidding war for it. But I actually just got a Bubba Bolden. If you remember him, he was a safety. I liked him. I was surprised. I think he ended up as like a free agent, undrafted free agent in Seattle. I thought he was good. He got injured a little bit, but he was a hard hitter, and I really liked him. So I was hoping he was gonna make it in the NFL.
Well, I got a Dick Van Dyke 8x10 autographed out.
Oh, excellent! That's got to be worth something. That's
Yeah.
got to be worth something.
Yeah.
Golden State winning the finals, so that's another one for Golden State.
I mean, you know what? Golden State. But if Draymond Green can just keep his mouth shut a little bit, and he's I like him. It's kind of funny and all, but he just needs to dial it down a minute.
He can get himself in trouble, and then we got Ultra signing a kicker, Robbie Gould. We need to get somebody. We need to get somebody reliable. I don't know what the hell they're going to get. Hopefully because they don't. I don't think they have a kicker right now. They got rid of my memory's gone. I don't even know the kicker we had last time. I think they got rid of him. It was a guy who came back for the Cowboys. He was on the Cowboys and came back. But I'm not heavy into basketball, but don't take much to see it going all the way. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how Golden State is. Definitely another man on the kicking bandwagon.
God. Wait a minute. Who was? That's good.
Wait a minute. There hasn't been a hurricane in Miami since 2000. No, I know. They got screwed, though. Let's just say it for what it is. 2001, I don't care what anyone says. I saw the $100 bills flying out of that referee's pocket. 5 minutes later, he's throwing a PI and overtime. But I will say that game should have never been in overtime. Miami should have mopped the floor with Ohio State. They took them lightly. They took them. They were a club fighter, and they just got plain lucky, right? I mean, that's the way it was. They play 100 times. Miami beats them 99 times. Miami got screwed earlier the year before the 99 season, which would have been the 2000, I guess. If my memories, you're questioning me on the 2000 because it was 2001 they won the national championship, but I think it might have been anyway. That 3-year stretch, Miami should have had 3 national championships. They got screwed by the BCS in the first one. Obviously, deservingly won by slapping Nebraska around in the second one. And then we had obviously a scandal with Ohio State with some money exchanging hands. So I saw the coach at Ohio State go up to the rep before and told him to keep it fair and shook his hand. We know there was some money exchanging hands. Don't
You
you know,
say,
Greg?
I saw that, you some bitch. You did that on purpose.
Oh,
Hey,
I know.
wait a minute.
And but man, yeah, keep the faith this year. You know, we never lose confidence. We never lose confidence in my Cowboys. I'll never lose confidence in my Canes. I never lose, and that's the thing. I always laugh at, and it's a joke. Next year's our year, Jimmy. Do you say that?
What's that?
Do
That
you
next
say,
year's our year?
yeah? Do you say like this the Falcons' year, or do you go in the season thinking there was some mafia kickbacks? You're absolutely right. Do you go into this year confident and that your
Yes.
Falcons are going to win the Super Bowl?
Yeah, why bother watching? If you don't think your
Exactly.
team's gonna have, then why bother watching? Just watch something else, or be a bandwagon.
So
Like when I was,
that's right. They always say, "Oh, Dallas Cowboys this is our year." Well, you should say that if you're any team. I don't care if you're a returning Super Bowl champion or you're 1-15.
hey,
That's the way it is. It
hey,
is the Falcons' year. There you go.
Troy, you know what I'm thinking, Troy, and it sounds crazy, but I think it's going to be Joel Quenville. I think he served his suspension or whatever the hell he had to do, and he got booted from the Panthers. So I think it's Joel Quenville is my guess. Falcons year. Clarence Beeks? Who do you like? Who does he like? I forgot.
I don't even know. He's
No,
probably
whatever.
some
Yeah, he's probably
crap
running.
team.
Yeah, exactly.
Uncle Cheech is in the Blue Oyster. I hope not.
Now I hear the music going through my head.
That's all I hear the music when I do that. And
That's
then
like,
I saw a question about Dion. So Dion in
yeah.
Colorado. Dion in Colorado is an interesting, topic. I love Dion. I love if you watch what he says. I don't know if it's all for show or whatever it is, but I think he's sincere, and I think he's trying to impact these kids in a positive way, give them that tough discipline that a lot of these kids, let's just be honest, aren't used to. I think he's going to succeed. They were 1-15, so when I say succeed, they're going to be better than they were. This year he's going to get a team together that they'll win some games. I think if he stays at Colorado a few years, if my memory is correct, USC is leaving the pack, right? And I think there's one other team leaving that's pretty decent is leaving as well. So I think if he stays in the Pac-12 or Pac whatever it ends up being, I think he's got an opportunity to do something. And he promotes like no other. He's gonna generate interest. I know I've got friends in Colorado. I mean, season tickets are already through the roof. Money's coming in. People forget that was a powerhouse program. There's some money in there, and they can. There's a talent pool that they can definitely recruit because they were a powerhouse back in the day. I think Dion will get them going, but I don't know how long Dion will stay there. I think Dion, depending on if something happens at Florida State, I think that's his end job whenever that happens.
And you know what, real quickly, Troy, yeah, I think that I think Gallant would be a great coach. I'm pissed that we got rid of him. Falcons are taking the division. Steve, I love that. And Clarence Beeks, getting back to your point about Dion, it is, I think there are, these kids who aren't used to the tough love. What? They don't want to hear it. So I think that's why some of these guys are getting cold feet or whatever. I think you're right. I don't know much about college football, but just knowing Dion and he, he's really competitive, and if he's going to get people in there who are tough or who are going to get toughened up.
Yeah. No, I think he's gonna change things. Atlanta doesn't even have a quarterback. I'm missing. Atlanta doesn't have a quarterback.
Well, we got Desmond Ritter, and then we got Heineke as the backup. I mean,
maybe you don't have a quarterback. I don't know. We'll see. Do you think now, Jim Stradamus, you predicted this one last year. Will Russell Wilson be traded away if they stink this year?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
not going to work out.
I mean, again, you and I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. I don't believe in the receiving core. I don't root against the guy. I think he's a good family man. He's an upstanding citizen of the community.
No,
but and I said it last offseason, and I'll say it now. He doesn't have anybody to throw it to. And you can, bash me all you want. But that's what I think. Let's go.
What's the score of the Heat game? Give us an update, Jimmy.
24-20, 3 minutes left in the quarter.
What was the score? Give me one more time.
24-20. We're losing, but we got the ball. Let's see. So Falcons going to the Bud Bowl.
I haven't seen the Bud Bowl in a long time.
Yeah, I know. Is that still on? Or they got that Puppy Bowl?
That's probably been. I don't know if that's on anymore. They used to. That was a fun, man, when they used to do the Bud Bowl. They don't do commercials like that anymore.
No, that's when it would. And you know what, Ultra? The funny part is you talk about the Knicks, needing Luka. You know what? There's been, and I saw it on multiple places, so it isn't what some one-off about Giannis coming to New York. I don't know what that would look like, what the package would look like, as far as a trade package, but I've seen that in 2 or 3 different places in the last 4 days. So maybe we'll see what happens there.
I don't like him, but I'm going to play ball with him.
Kyle Pitts, yeah, I mean,
I think he's due.
yeah,
Hey, that's the thing. You gotta, Ritter's got to be the guy. He's got to take that next step because a lot of these receivers and a lot of these, and these tight ends and stuff, they're only as good as who they got throwing the ball, right?
well, that's the thing is, it gets back to what you got to mold the offense to the quarterback, and that's what the Falcons are doing. Like I said, we got Algier, we got Patterson, and we got
I got Bijan.
Yeah, I got Bijan. So we have 3 strong runners. They're going to put Patterson out in the slot is what they're going to do. They're going to gimmick him most of the games.
Yeah.
Pitts played great his first season. He only had 1 touchdown. That was the thing. He had yards, right? And with Drake London, I mean, they are building an offense around him, and that's what you have to do. He won his 4 final games last season.
No, a lot of people don't. They don't know that. They
Right.
don't watch Atlanta Falcon football. That's why they got to come in the cave to get educated.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And I think Mozzie Smith will be better than
Sorry.
than Carter. I don't know if you. I think it'll be. I think that we'll see. To me, historically, the guys that had come into the thing with a little, it's a little bit of trouble. Trouble seems to always continue to find them. I hope it doesn't, but I think Mozzie's going to be more impactful to the team than Carter will, especially next season. So it'll be very interesting. And they were hyped about their draft last year, and we'll see what happens.
Steve, to the point about Calvin Ridley, once that whole thing went down, and again, I think he got screwed on the deal with the whole gambling and getting suspended for a year when he got all this other crap going on in the league, and they make special deals and behind the scenes deals with the other guys. Once that happened, it fell apart, and he, what are you going to do? I didn't see him coming back at that point anyway, which sucked because I love the guy and I wish him nothing but the best in Jacksonville.
No, absolutely. I mean, he's in a good situation with Trevor Lawrence.
Yes,
so he's got a good young quarterback. Oh. They've got some weapons. So
horse face is what we call him on this show. Horse face.
Yeah, and he's in Philly, so trouble probably it will end up finding him. I hope not. I mean, I don't want to see any players get suspended or get themselves in any kind of trouble with the law. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these guys, they don't want to be role models, but they are. They got to have a little bit of.
People are pushing my buttons tonight, man. Screwing my teams, man. The Panthers ain't taking this division. Get out of here. What are you talking about?
Oh, do you think that's true? Uncle Ultra brought up a good point. Do you think Ridley? He was working with Uncle Cheech a little bit, and maybe he was winning a little too much money, and the NFL had some issues with that?
That could be the case because, Uncle Cheech is very widely known and respected in a lot of circles. And, they know that if Calvin Ridley's dealing with Uncle Cheech, he was dealing with the best, and maybe they didn't want any part of that.
Yeah, I forgot that, Uncle Cheech was, part of Casino. He was, his, obviously they changed some of the names to protect the innocent, but some of his story was in that Casino movie. Yeah. I watched that this weekend. I forgot he was in that. I had to message him. I said, man, I forgot you got started in some of that stuff. So very interesting on that. Eagle fan. Let's see. Eagle fan. I always love reminders. Eagle Dak. Yes. 40. He put 40 on him with 2 weapons, and we added some better weapons. So I expect to see more. And it's like I told you guys, I will be, unless the Eagle game is Thanksgiving, which it won't be, I'll be at the stadium. I've never walked out of that stadium disappointed when I saw the Cowboys and Eagles play. And that's going all the way back to Texas Stadium. So you can put it in the books. The Cowboys are going to get they're going to handle that business and slap them Eagles around at AT&T. I can't help what'll happen in Philly. We got to make sure we win that one on the road. But bet your ass in AT&T we're going to walk out of there with that W.
Hey, Mike, how'd you like Josh Hart just running the lane? Getting a +1 there.
What do we got? What do we got? A score free throw.
That's 24 up.
Oh,
missed the damn free throw.
There
Hell.
ain't no jinx. I called it last season, my man. I called it last season. We walked in there. Everyone was so upset. Everybody was nervous. Everyone coming up to say, "Oh, Mike, I can't believe you said you said that we're gonna lose." And I said, "Look, relax. We're gonna drop 40 on them, 40 plus. Go back, watch the hype video. I told you guys exactly what was gonna happen, and it did. And nothing's gonna change. Nothing's gonna change. So rest assured, ass whooping will take place." As long as I'm in that stadium, which, like I said, unless it's a weird back-to-back game where there's a Sunday night and we're playing them the next week, I'll be at that stadium.
And let's not forget, the Eagles had the easiest run ever to the Super Bowl.
Oh,
The
absolutely.
Philadelphia fans don't want to talk nothing about that.
Yeah. No. So anyway,
yeah, look
hey,
at-
while Jimmy's enjoying himself, he don't snitch. He
No.
don't snitch. Absolutely, he knows
Hey,
better
look.
than that. But hey, don't forget Wednesday. Just a couple shameless plugs before we start to get up against the clock. Is we've got Joe Washington Redskin. I didn't know he played a season with the Falcons. I need to get Jimmy to pop in there on Wednesday.
I might have
But
to.
Joe Washington Redskin. I said Redskin because that's what they were when he played. We're going to talk about that rivalry with the Cowboys and the insight he had. Plus, he was on the Oklahoma National Championship team. With my memories right, Barry Switzer was a coach. We had Barry Switzer on the show, so maybe we'll get a little bit of maybe some storytelling about the coach if they almost positive that he was there. But anyway, we're going to have a good show on Wednesday. Thursday is going to be a special schedule release show with Kelly K9 and I. We're going to be talking about it live. We're going to be figuring out what's going to happen. We'll be just shooting it. Like I said, Jimmy, you might have to pop in there to let us know if your Falcons get a primetime game. But we're going to be picking the games we're going to. We're going to figure this thing out and have a good time and start planning everything because Kelly and I got a game scheduled. We just got to figure out if something works in the books for both of us. But it's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you guys tune in, hit the like button, hit the subscribe. I'm sorry for all these shameless plugs, but it don't cost you nothing, but it helps the channel. It helps us out, spread the word. Yes. So, give some love to your boy. I take care of you guys. I give you great entertainment. Jimmy's giving you great entertainment, bringing the hype videos, all that good stuff. So we're having some fun.
We are. Yeah.
What do we got to score, Jimmy?
Knicks are down by 1.
Here we go.
Randall made a power move. It's all good.
Here we
go. So, yeah, guys, no, we appreciate it. It's always fun every week. And, if I can't make it, I got to go on a road trip with my older one for a hockey gig. I may or may not make it in Thursday night, but if not, I'm sure we'll be talking about the schedule a little more next Monday.
Oh, we'll be talking about it Monday. We'll be breaking it down again on Monday too. So, guys, we do appreciate it. My bold prediction go undefeated in the regular season, man. I hope my man Steven's right. I do, but I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to go into undefeated in the playoffs. That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of pressure.
Yeah, no, you're better off because that's when every bit of pressure's on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
see, that's what happens. Now we got some latecomers to the party. What's going on, man? We got Claudio in here. Knicks suck. I mean, people just don't like the Knicks.
Claudio,
it's just going on. And Dallas going 12-5. Yeah, I would take another 12-5. If you look at their schedule, and we'll talk about it a lot Thursday. I don't want to bore Jimmy to death, but they've got a very difficult schedule. They're playing the AFC East, which is loaded. Obviously, they're playing their division, which, the Giants are no pushover. The Eagles, you got to give them credit. They're returning NFC champions. That's night. They got to play them twice. Their schedule is not easy. Going to San Diego, going to LA Chargers. So they play the Seattle. I think they play the West. So right there, they have Seattle. They play maybe the Rams and a few others. So it's gonna be pretty good. So if they went 12-5, I'd take that all day, and would be a great season.
I agree with Steve on that one. That would be a great opening game.
Which one? I missed it.
The right there, Dallas against the Jets on Sunday Night Football.
The thing with that one, I think it's going to be a Sunday night. Because of the Thanksgiving, they got to play an AFC team, so it's either going to be the Jets on Thanksgiving or the Patriots on Thanksgiving. So it's just a matter of CBS and these guys. They want that Jets Cowboys game. There's no doubt about it. Who's going to win that fight? Is it going to be NBC? Is it going to be Fox? Or is it going to be? Or no, that'd be CBS because it's in Dallas. So CBS and even Monday night, but Monday night's not even relevant to me anymore. So that was a worse move that Troy Aikman made going to Monday Night Football instead of staying on Fox.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
So anyway, all right, man. Well, we got to hit it. Jimmy's got to watch this game. You guys know I watch Below Deck is getting ready to come on. So, if you guys never watch that reality show, it's actually pretty good.
Well, go Knicks. They're the only thing I got right now.
Yeah.
So hopefully we take care of our business. Look forward to seeing you guys next Monday.
Yeah, no, absolutely, guys. We do appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, share. We're going to get, me and Jimmy here, we're going to do the phone situation just like we did on Thursday. We just want to get through this with the playoffs, but especially once the football season gets going, you're going to be your lead-in for Monday Night Football. So we're going to want to hear your calls. We're going to hear things going. So we've got a lot of things happening. So again, appreciate all the support to the channel. We will see you guys Wednesday. Joe Washington Redskin. We're going to be talking about that Cowboys Redskins rivalry and the history, all behind that. Get the other side of the rivalry, get his story. And then Thursday night, live scheduled show. Look at Jimmy. He's all excited. He's got the 18-inch pythons. All right, we'll see you. Take care.
Eagles, get ready, because you might not like it, but you will learn to love it because we are the best thing going today. Now, can you dig